to Wheel of Wisdom, a place where the right message finds you. So, now let me show you guys our Wheel of Wisdom. So this is our Wheel of Wisdom, and as you can see, this wheel contains the name of around 50 plus books that I have read over the past 10 years of my life, the best ones. And in a moment, we are going to ask the universe for guidance. And just when I said that, I saw like 1818 on my screen. Love, feeling supported and guided. Thank you, Silverback, for, inviting people to follow me so that they know when I'm going live next. I appreciate it. Amy says, thank you very much. Glad that the meditation resonated with you, Amy. Thank you for that comment. So now, before we spin the wheel, I invite you to take a moment and ask yourself, what do I need guidance on today? So whatever came up for you, hold that in your awareness as we spin the wheel. Okay. So the book that came up is Fail, Fail Again, Fail Better. Wise advice for leaping into the unknown by Pema Chödrön. And why I was laughing was because when I thought, what do I need guidance on, something related to the future came up, and related to failure also came up, and now we have a book on that. So yeah, thank you, universe. I'm going to open that book. But let me first read the comment that popped in. Priscilla says, your voice is so soothing. Thank you, Priscilla. I am happy that my voice feels supportive and soothing for you. Thank you. So, yeah, opening this book called Fail, Fail Again, Fail Better. Okay, give me a moment. Okay, so the book is loading, and until it loads, okay, so this is our book. Fail, fail again, fail better. And now I'm going to choose some numbers from this book so that we receive the message that we need to hear most. And we can play a game to do that. Okay. Me too, Kathleen. Me too. I get hooked. When I like a book, then I go and find all the books from that author, and then I, read them all. Okay. So, the numbers between which I invite you guys to pick are 18 to 114. So here you go. There is no rush. Take your time. See what is the first number that pops up. Share it in the comments. I will pick a number randomly based on my intuition. So, yeah. And I also wanted to share something that I recently created around failure. Yeah. Okay, thank you, V. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Sarah. Kathleen says, I'm reading Living Beautifully with Uncertainty and Change. So good. Yes, it is. In fact, we have that book here on the wheel, Kathleen. Yeah, I love that. All her books are amazing. Yeah, did I say thank you, Karen? Anyways, thank you, Karen. Anyone else who feels called to share a number? Yeah, small ones are like, you know, really nice to read because, you're like, okay, I can do this, I can read that. That's why I especially loved, so many books from Thich Nhat Hanh. He had like all these short books, and they are kind of like magazines in a way. So, yeah. Keisha say, thank you, Keisha, for sharing a number. Okay, seems like everyone who wanted to share a number has done so. So now let me pick. Okay, it was quick. So the number that I'm feeling most called to is 42 by Keisha. Okay. Let's see what wants to come through page 42. Mhm. Okay, give me a second. It is referring to a quote, so I'm like kind of searching it. In just a moment, in order to read. Um, mhm. Yeah, okay, here's the quote. Yeah. Sorry for taking this long. Appreciate your patience. So there is a quote, and then there is something that the author wanted to share regarding that quote. So this quote is by Samuel Beckett, and he says that ever tried, ever failed, no matter, try again, fail better. Okay, so this is what the book is based upon. Again, ever tried, ever failed, no matter, try again, fail better. Ooh, I am so happy that you resonate with this quote, Keisha. And now let me see what the author wanted to say specifically regarding that quote. So it was on two different pages, so that's why it took some time. Yeah. So the author says, if you even remember the Beckett quote, I think it's what will help you more than anything else in the next 6 months, the next year, the next 10 years, the next 20 years, for as long as you live until you drop dead. Okay, so yeah, it seems like the universe is really, really emphasizing this quote for you, Keisha. So maybe if you feel called, you can, keep it somewhere where you can, like, look at it again and again and again. Like, you can, write it on a post it, design something beautiful, print it out, and put it in a frame or something, so, or just put it as your screensaver, on your phone or laptop. So yeah, so this quote really wants to stay with you for as long as you live, and and impact your life in that way. So maybe, so yeah. Let me know if it resonates with you in some manner, this quote. Like, is there anything specific, regarding which this quote is applicable, or you want to carry a learning from this quote in your own words, like as an affirmation, as a mantra. So if you want to share that, you can do that as well. And if you don't want to share anything, that is perfectly all right as well. So yeah, just wanted to, add this. Okay, so yeah, while Keisha writes or don't write, let us move on to our second book. So we will spin the wheel again and see what wants to come through. So, my dear ones, bring to your mind whatever it is you need guidance on. Okay, this book came again. It came up in our last live, and the book is The Things You Can See Only When You Slow Down. How to Be Calm in a Busy World by Haemin Sunim. So, let's see what wants to come through from this beautiful book. I love how it also resonates, like the title also resonates with our, quote for today. Okay, so this is the cover of this beautiful book. And now, let me choose some numbers for our game. Okay, so my dear ones, I invite you to pick a number between 14 to 131. So just share the first number that pops in your head, and I will randomly choose one number amongst that. Thank you, Keisha. Thank you, Kathleen. Every time you guys share the number, I'm like, really, I feel like I should, reveal the gift, reveal the surprise that I'm going to give day after tomorrow in our next live. I'm really excited for that. It's like so fun, and yeah, and something you guys might really enjoy. So yeah. Okay, focus. Yeah, so thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Mary. And hi, welcome back. Welcome back to the space. Just in time for our second reading. Kathleen says, ooh, cliffhanger. Yeah, kind of. I'm like, I'm barely controlling myself. I'm very excited. Okay. So yeah, anyone else who feels called to share a number? Okay. Then let's see which number is popping up for me. Thank you, V. Okay then. So let's go with page number 22 because two people chose it simultaneously. Okay, so let's go with page number 22, chosen by V and Sarah. Let's see what is the message that wants to come through. Page 22. Oh, okay. So the reading is love yourself despite your imperfections. Do you not feel compassion for yourself as you struggle through life? You are so eager to help your friends, but you treat yourself so poorly. Stroke your heart once in a while and tell yourself I love you. So maybe let's take a moment to do that right now. So bringing your hand to your heart, stroking it gently. Feeling your own presence. Your own love unfolding. And then, if you feel comfortable, let yourself know that I love you. And if that doesn't feel so comfortable, maybe you can say it like, may I love myself despite my imperfections. May I love myself with my imperfections. May I be a best friend, a good friend to myself at all times, good or bad. May I take care of myself like I take care of others I love. So I'm going to pause for a moment in case you want to take this moment to say something else to yourself that you always needed to hear. And when you feel complete, you can take a deep breath in and a slow breath out through your mouth like a sigh. And gently lower your hand and come back. Me too. I loved it. And it feels like I do really needed it. So thank you, Sarah and V, for letting this beautiful, beautiful practice or message reach us. Yeah, it was indeed, Karen. It was. And I'm glad that, you guys chose to pause and give yourself that, that love of yours that you so deserve. Okay, so my loved ones, let us move on to our next reading now. So give me a second to open the wheel again and bring to your mind whatever it is you need guidance on as we spin the wheel. Okay, so the book that came up is The Here and Now Habit, a Guide to the Present Moment by Hugh G. Byrne. I'm pretty sure I'm mispronouncing his name, but the book is right. So let me open this beautiful book, which is The Here and Now Habit. And this is our book. Okay. Yeah. How mindfulness can help you break unhealthy habits once and for all. So if you have one, then there might be some guidance regarding that in this book. So choosing some numbers for our game. Okay. So I invite you to pick a number between 21 to 143. And again, there is no need to rush. Just share the first number that comes up in your mind, and I will choose randomly based on my intuition. Okay, thank you, V. Okay, seems like we went with the number of people that are here. Okay. Thank you, Jody Ann. Oh, it was so wonderful. Like, Jody Ann chose 48 and then Doug chose 84. Love that. Thank you, Lisa. Okay. Anyone else who also wants to share a number? Okay, then let's go with the numbers that are here. Okay, thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Kathleen. So the number that I'm feeling most called to is 84 by Doug. So let's see what wants to come through page 84. So there is like a story, a big story, and okay, and there's like some extraction from the story, like the lesson. So the heading is Harnessing the Power of Attention. William James, The Principles of Psychology, from the book Principles of Psychology, says the faculty of voluntarily bringing back a wandering attention over and over again is the very root of judgment, character, and will. Not judgment in the bad sense, but more in sense of discernment. An education which should improve this faculty would be the education par excellence. So, the author says, Paying attention to your direct experience is at the core of mindfulness. In Buddhist teachings, suffering arises from not seeing things as they really are. Freedom from suffering comes from taking refuge in reality, in the truth of how things are, by being open to your experience as it is. In the words of the Buddha, in the seen there will be just be the seen. In the heard, just the heard. In the sensed, just the sensed. In the imagined, just the imagined. So, the universe is inviting, you know, you, Doug, or anyone else who this message was meant for to come back to reality. So, when the mind takes you places in the past or in the future, and it weaves all these stories, you see them for what they really are, that they are just a mental story, and you come back to the present, to the reality, to what is really here. So usually, like, we cook up these scenarios and what if this happens, and I'm going to do this. We make up plans, and sometimes, like, we're feeling very panicked about it, we get anxious about it. So in those moments, this practice is, something that can ground us, something we can take refuge in, is the present moment, is the reality. As in, come back to the facts. You can come back to the facts of that situation, or before doing that, if you really need some grounding, then come back to this present moment right here, and notice what you are seeing, what you are hearing, what you are feeling right now. So, like, you can name 5 things that you can see, 4 things that you can hear, and do that particular practice, and just find a way to stay here in this moment. And that is going to calm your system down, that is going to show, or um, like, send a signal to your system that it is safe, that you're safe right now, that all that havoc and all that threat and all of that that you're imagining is just an imagination. You give it a proper tag that it is just an imagination, and this is what is reality. And it doesn't mean that you don't think about it. You can first, once you are grounded, you can go back and think about it, but think about it in terms of the facts of the situation, and then apply some other tools. But this this reading was about this part, when you are freaking out, when you're panicking, when you're getting anxious, when you are feeling hopeless, any of those emotions which which arises within your system when you are not in connection with reality. So coming back to that whenever you need it. So yeah, that was our reading. Let me know, Doug, if it resonated with you, and with you too, Jody, and in case because, like, yeah, you chose opposite numbers, so maybe. And yeah, and let me share the practice that I mentioned here, in case you guys need guidance or you have never heard of that practice. This is like my go-to practice for regulation, but more of for taking breaks during the day. Like, it really helps me stay connected to the present moment. It helps me de-stress as well. So yeah. Uh, okay. I want to share 2 more, resources here at this point that are popping in my head, because when I ignore it, they keep on coming back. So yeah, let me share the other resource, which is, like, related to this, related to coming back to the present moment, just in a little different way. Um, and that practice, let me see. I have created so many resources that it is hard to find. So bear with me just for a moment. It is called Panic Attack SOS. I am not able to find it, but if you, yeah, okay, found it. Yeah, there is that. Doug says, it did resonate. We do need the time to step back and put our narrative in perspective. Exactly. Loved how you rhymed, two words. And yeah, a lot of things are coming around perspective today, like similar to our quote. Okay. It is so interesting. Like the hearts are popping in, but the gratitude number got stuck at 1152, and there are 52 people who joined. So I'm feeling like searching what does 5252 means? What is the message that wants to come through? And still it hasn't moved. So I'm taking that as a confirmation to go ahead and read that message for everyone. Okay, now it did. Now finally that I opened it. So angel number 5252 is a powerful message of personal transformation, spiritual balance, and new opportunities. It combines the energies of the number 5, representing major life changes and freedom, and 2, representing harmony, trust, and partnership, urging you to embrace transition with grace. Okay, love that. Embracing transition with grace. So, yeah, that was our third book for today. And now, okay. And now let me share about you. Let me share with you. uh, okay. So, as some of you know, if you join late, I'm going to complete 2 years of doing these lives, which have been absolutely, absolutely amazing. I loved connecting with each and every one of you. So, yeah, if you feel called to join that celebration day after tomorrow, I would love to have you there. Like, it would be a joy to have as many people as I can. So, yeah. And in that live, we're going to do something different than spinning our wheel of wisdom, but it is going to be as fun. It is something like that, and it is something that I've created for you that you can also use on your own, because some of you guys really like the wheel of wisdom and I couldn't share it. So I sat down. I was like, okay, I want to share something like that with you guys, where you can receive a message, receive some, like some form of wisdom in a very fun way. So I created, should I share it? Okay, if you feel called to know what I created, then then okay, then you can find it here. But if you want to keep it a surprise and want it to be revealed on the big day, then you might not. Okay, so where you can find it is, I was so excited, so I added it early, but I was like, I will share it, on the next live only. So in the about section, when you scroll down here, I've added, that special, gift that I've created for you, and I hope that you're going to enjoy it. So when I'm not going live and you need some guidance and you don't want to watch a live, but you still want that kind of energy, then I've created something. So yeah, you can check it out if you're curious here. So I'm not going to leave you on a cliffhanger. But if you want to build the excitement until day after tomorrow, then we can, um, play that game together. Okay. And yeah, and it is a completely free resource or something, so yeah, you don't need to worry about that as well. So yeah, okay. Let's see. We say sounds exciting. Yeah, it is. I'm excited. Uh, Kathleen is laughing. Sarah says, congratulations. Okay, thank you, Sarah. I really hope to see you in the next live. And now But we have reached the end of this live. Okay, give me a second to check if I've put that link up or not. I'm sending you guys there, but you're going to be like, okay, did Anisha, what did she create it? Just a moment to double check, not to disappoint you. Okay, just a moment. And until then, you guys can vote. Do you want me to do another reading, or do you feel complete? Do you feel like, okay, we can wrap this live? So you decide. Do you want me to go on, or should I stop? Okay, yeah, I have put up the link, so I just confirmed. Okay, so yeah, you will find it there. So, do you feel complete, or should we continue for one more? Okay, we says one more. I always like your spirit, V. Okay, let's do one final reading for today. Because I'm also having a lot of fun. We have a lot of people here, especially like a lot of regular people came up today. Interesting. Okay. So, again, bring to your mind whatever it is you need guidance on as we spin the wheel. Okay, so the book came up again. Out of all the 50 books that could have come up, this one came up again. And it is The Things You Can See Only When You Slow Down. How to Be Calm in a Busy World. Okay, so what did we miss from this book? Let me open and see. So, this is our book again for those who joined us just now. And I invite you to pick a number between 18 to 130. And again, no rush, take your time, see what is the first number that pops up in your head and share it in the comments. And I will randomly pick a number. Okay, thank you, Mary. Thank you, V. Thank you, Cynthia. Okay, thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Karen. Anyone else before I choose a number? Thank you, Lisa. Okay, so seems like everyone who wanted to share a number has done so. So let me pick. So I'm feeling called to both 129 and 130. So there might be something that is on both these pages. So let's see what wants to come through. So the author says, if you have been praying like this, please grant me this, I really need this to happen, then try to pray this way as well. Enlarge my heart to hold and accept the things I cannot. again. Enlarge my heart to hold and accept the things I cannot. So, this was a reading that came up from page number 129. And let's see what wants to come through from page number 130. So, the author says, for unenlightened people, not every day is a good day because they feel happy only when things happen the way they want them to. For enlightened people, every single day is a good day because they feel free knowing that nothing can take away their wisdom. When an unenlightened person does good, he tries to leave his mark. When an enlightened person does good, he leaves no marks. Okay, and there is one more line. The holier a person is, the more likely it is that she describes herself as a sinner. This is because she doesn't lie to herself. So that was the reading from page number 130. So the first reading was regarding acceptance, that okay, you're wishing for the things that you really, really want, and you're like, I really need this, and that's okay. But also, wish that if something happens, that if things doesn't go your way, then you have that heart, that you can enlarge your heart, that you can have that space within your heart where you let that in and you accept that. So so there is more inclination towards acceptance through this reading, practicing acceptance, radical acceptance in your life. And if right now you're going through something that you are not able to accept fully in your life, then maybe this is an invitation to practice that. And yeah, I'm just sharing a resource in case anyone need it. So let me know, Lisa, if that resonated with you at all. And if it didn't, that's also all right. And if you want to share some other message that you're getting from that reading, then you can do that as well, because different insights come up for different people when they read the same thing. And for me, our reading was like around, what would an enlightened person do, what would an unenlightened person do, so yeah, so if you want to become like if you want to embody a more higher self, a more enlightened self, then based on this reading, what's coming up for me is to now and then ask yourself before making a decision, before taking any action, that what would my higher self do, what would my wiser self do, what would an enlightened self of mine do, so that would give you a more clear direction towards what would truly fulfill you. So yeah, those were the two readings that came up, the final readings for today. Okay, guys, so yeah, that's it for this live. I hope that you received something of value from this live, whether it was the meditation, the readings, the chatting with each other, or the energy from this live. And if you did, and if you feel called to support the space, support my work, help me creating more and more resources, then you can do so by making a small donation. And if you can't, or if you don't want to make a donation but you still want to support me, you can always just listen to my content, and just share it with others who you think it might help, And on that note, let me take, like 5 minutes, 5 more minutes from your time to share what are the resources that I have created for you guys. So, okay, just a second. Yeah. So you will find all of my resources in three places. And yeah, and before that, if you are regular, if you know what I'm going to talk about, and if you want to leave the space, and you have something else to do, you're welcome to say goodbye, like Mary has done, and yeah, and go on with your life. Mary says, so nice to see you, Anisha, and everyone. Thank you, Mary. It was lovely having you, really. And I really hope to see you in the next live, and everyone, So yeah, if you want, you can RSVP, and we will have some fun. We will celebrate. We say powerful session altogether. Seems like I needed the full package. So happy to hear that. I'm really glad that you enjoyed the whole live. Yeah, it was really nice. I too enjoyed this live today. It was like so fun, so interactive. And I am that person saying that, Uh, so 2 years ago, I used to be an introvert. I used to prefer chat. I used to prefer text over talking, over interaction. I'm like, okay, I would love some quiet time, some silence. I still do, but for some reason, I really have fallen in love in doing, with doing these lives because of you guys. So yeah, thank you. Kathleen says, bye Anisha, wonderful live. Bye Kathleen, have a beautiful, wonderful day. Thank you for joining us in this live. I love talking to you. Karen says, thank you Anisha. Thank you Karen for joining and staying till the end. Sarah says, love and light. Thank you, Sarah, for sending these blessings and positive energy to all of us. Mary says, I will set my alarm. Yeah, that's the spirit. Appreciate it, really, Mary, for, like, I'm grateful that you chose to uh, make time and, set that time apart in your schedule for celebrating the space with us. Doug says, thank you for sharing your amazing energy. Thank you, Doug, for sharing your beautiful energy. Thank you so much for staying till the end. Okay, so now we have said goodbye to the regular people here. Let's talk to you guys and anyone else also who is choosing to stay for a little more while. So, my dear ones, I have created all the resources, I've organized them in three places. The first place is you can go to the home section, scroll down, so at the bottom, just above my group, which is called World of Wisdom, where you will also find a summary of this and all the previous lives. So if you want, you can join it with 147 other beautiful beings. But anyway, so the first place where you can find all of my resources is the playlist section just above the group. So there are 5 playlists in which I have organized all of my audios and videos on Insight Timer. So the first one is this free 21-day mindfulness challenge. Then there is nervous system regulation techniques, and then there is wheel of wisdom. So I have created a little game out of this playlist, and just like you choose a number, here the universe choose meditation for you. So each day you can open it and you can play this game and find the right meditation for you. And all the meditations in this playlist are also free, so that in case you don't have a premium, you can access them thanks to all the donations that have come through. Now coming to the fourth playlist, which is little reminders for you. So this contains like very short, encouraging, reassuring, empowering talks. So if you struggle with negative thinking, negative thoughts, then you might want to check this out. And the final one is therapy tools and techniques. So if you want to learn different therapy techniques from different approaches, or you want to see if there is a technique for what you struggle with, you can open this and you can check the techniques out. um, and I've also shared some meditation that are based on some psychological concepts in this playlist as well, apart from the techniques. So yeah, so this is the first place where you will find all of my resources. The second place is the courses section. So when you scroll down here, you will find, like, in the whole courses section, you will find all 7 of my courses regarding negative thoughts, limited thinking, mindfulness, acceptance, curiosity, all that stuff. So yeah, you can check it out in your own time. And the final place is the about section. So in the about section of my profile, if you want to learn more about me, you can read this. Or if you want to check out my other offerings, want to work personally with me, or if you want to check out the recording of this live, so all the extra stuff, so you will find my all my other offerings here as well, including that thing that I created for our next live. So I've added it here in case you're curious. So yeah, that's it. Those are 3 places where you will find everything that I have to offer. And I hope that you do find the right resource for you. Oh, thank you, V, for this kind, generous donation. I so appreciate your support and your presence. It's always lovely to have you here. And I'm glad that something from this space resonated with you, because I really had fun today. Like, really. uh, and I wish that. Oh, okay, that was like a beautiful wish that came to my mind. So I hope that, you know, this beautiful gesture that you have made, it, like spreads from you, and then it reaches so many different hearts, so many beautiful souls, and in some way, in some mysterious magical way, it comes back to you, and that this is, this kindness of yours has rippled out and then come back to you, like you feel that warmth in your heart to see your kindness coming back to you. You see, some things going more easily, you see some uh, it's like a whole movie going on in my head, which is really hard to put in words, but I will try to when I reply to this this beautiful donation. So I will write that there. But yeah, thank you. Okay, so yeah, I guess that's it for this live. Thank you so much for staying till the end, for listening to me so patiently as I shared about all that. And I really hope to see you guys day after tomorrow in the next live in our 2-year anniversary. So yeah, and and also okay, let me put that here in case it was invisible. So I bow down to the divine within you all. Namaste. May you all feel loved. May you all laugh a little more today. May you all feel touched by the beauty of nature around you. May you feel a little more carefree as a child today. So that's my wish for you, and I hope to see you in the live day after tomorrow at the same time. Till then, take care. Bye bye.